Hello beautiful humans, my name is Taryn and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy day 11 of Bookmas. Oh my goodness. Okay, so today might be a shorter video because let me tell you how hard it is to think of bookish content that isn't just like reading vlogs for 12 days straight. It's kind of hard. But today we're thinking ahead. We're thinking to 2024. So we're going to be making my TBR jar prompts. We are going to be talking about all of my reading goals for the next year. And that's it. I don't know why I said it like there was going to be multiple things. Those are the two things that we're doing. So I guess we'll start with my goals for next year. I really loved the goal of finishing every series that I started. Even though I didn't do that this year, it still made me think of and finish more, or like always have that kind of in the back of my head to like, oh, I should read this series this month. Oh, I need to put this on my TBR. Like, it helped me finish a lot more series this year than I think if that wasn't on my brain, then I wouldn't have finished. Does that make sense? Anyway, so that's definitely going to be one of my 2024 reading goals, is to finish every series that I started. I do have quite a bit of series that I'm still currently in the middle of, but it is a lot less than last year. This year. 2023. Okay, another reading goal is I might as well just put a number. I love to put a number on it. Okay, I know that reading is not about the numbers. The numbers don't matter. I get it. I really do. But it's just something to like look forward to. Like, it's just something to strive for. Okay, so I think this year I put my reading goal as 150 and I am at currently 190. So I think I'm actually going to bring it down a little bit more because of just how busy I know work is going to be next year. Like, we just keep getting busier and busier and busier, which is fabulous. But I think I'm gonna bring that down to 125. I feel like that's a good number. How many books is that a month? What did I just say? 125. That's roughly, I'm upset with myself that I couldn't do that math in my head. That's almost 10, or that's like 10-ish books a month, which I definitely think I am able to do. So yeah, second goal, read 125 books in the new year. I would like to broaden my horizons when it comes to genres. I mostly right now just read romance, thrillers, and fantasy romance, romantasy, right? That's what it's called. That's pretty much all that I read right now. So I would like to branch out. I want to try horror again, even though I am a scared little bitch. I do want to try horror. Why can't I say that? I would also really like to try to get into like sci-fi. I feel like that would be cool. And if I could read 4 nonfiction books next year, I would be proud of myself. So let's go with that. I think another goal for me is to read more arcs. I have a tendency to get books sent to me and I put them on my TBR and I never read them, and I hate that because literally the entire point of getting an arc is so that I can read it and review it and tell my followers what I think of it before it comes out, and I really suck at that right now. So my goal next year is if I get arcs sent to me, to read them at least like within like 2 weeks, like at least before the book comes out, you know, so that I can spread the word about newer books more. Oh, and then Diego kind of came up with this one when I did my Q&A a few videos ago, where he said something about like he doesn't want to buy a book until he reads 2 books, and I think I might do the same. I know I read a lot of books, but I still have a really bad tendency to buy a lot more books than I read, I think. So I feel like every 2 books that I read, then I can buy a book. And like, I'll keep a tally of it somewhere, maybe where like if I read 4 books, then I can go buy 2 books, you know, that kind of stuff, just to make sure that I am reading my TBR instead of going and buying a million books. Now, with that being said, I don't know how well that's gonna go, but we'll try. We will try. Okay. I would also really like to use my Kindle more. I have started to read a lot more on it just this month alone. Like, there was a time where I could not pick up a physical book. Like, I just wanted to use my Kindle all the time. And I want to, I don't know. I just want to use it more. I bought it literally because all of my Bookstagram peeps have Kindles and rave about them all the time. So I bought one so that I don't know. I wanted to be a part of I wanted to be a part of the club, but now I feel like I don't ever use it. So I would like to read more on my Kindle. How do I make that like an attainable goal? Like, how do I make that where like just like one Kindle book a month kind of thing? That's kind of shitty, but I don't know. I don't know how to make that really attainable, but I like the goal. Is that it? Oh, and then I got really good at doing this year, so I'm just gonna keep on the roll next year. Keep on the roll? That's not a saying, but I want to keep it up for next year, and that is DNFing books. Like, as soon as I feel like I'm not going to like it, DNF it. There's just so many books that I want to get to. There's so many books on my TBR. There's so many books in the world that I would like to get to. If I do not like a book within the first 50 pages, DNF it. Honestly, I could probably tell that I don't like a book within the first 2 chapters. So I need to stick with that. I can't keep reading books that don't bring me joy. There's literally no point. Reading is my hobby. You should enjoy your hobby. You know? And I think that is it goal-wise. Oh, duh. Obviously, what the heck? I wrote out 85 TBR jar prompts that I'm about to cut out and put into my jar. And this is such a ridiculous goal, but I'm making it. I would like to read every single I would like to successfully get through my entire TBR jar, meaning pulling it out, opening it, it's saying, you know, read a book that starts with the letter T, and actually reading that book. I would like to get through all 85 prompts. So, with that being said, let me share with you all of my TBR jar prompts. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. A book that starts with the letter T. Not the, though. Reread a favorite book, a book that I am scared of or intimidated by, a thriller, a mystery, a romance, a horror, a nonfiction, the lowest rated book on Goodreads that I own, a book with an animal on the cover, Pepper picks a book, Diego picks a book, my brother picks a book, my mom picks a book, my dad picks a book, a bookstore worker's favorite book, a new release, buy a new book, a book with food on the cover, a yellow book, a white book, a black book, start a new series, a sequel, a YA, the book with the longest title, a book with a number in the title, a slow burn romance, a grumpy sunshine romance, a fake dating romance, a book by multiple authors, a new author or someone I have not read yet, a Kindle Unlimited book, a book with a cartoon cover, a book by a fave author, a book with a pink cover, a book with flowers on the cover, a book with an odd number of pages, a book you were sent by PR, a small town romance, a book with more than 400 pages, a sports romance, a fantasy, a book with the prettiest cover, a book with dual POV, an author with the same first initial, a book with a one-word title, a book under 300 pages, a book I loved as a kid, a Colleen Hoover book, a hardcover book, my Insta followers choose a book that has been on my TBR the longest, the last book that I bought, a book that has green on the cover, a book with cozy vibes, a sad book, a book with a car on the cover, a YouTuber's favorite book, a book I think will be 5 stars, a book that has a movie or TV adaptation, a book that matches the current season, a memoir, the last book I saw on Instagram, a book that takes place on the beach, a fairy tale retelling, the last book I saw on TikTok, a book set in my favorite season, a book with flowers on the cover, a book published this year, or 2024, a book with magic, a book title with a character's name, a book about books, a novella, a book with a season in the title, a holiday read, an author I dislike, a title that contains punctuation, a mood read, a overhyped or just a hyped book, a book with a map, a book with a prologue, an age gap romance, a book that was a gift, and the last one is a book that the group chat chooses. That's it. That actually might be 84 because I realized that I doubled up on one, which is fine because I think that's like 7 books per month and I feel like that's a perfect amount. And then the other 3 that I choose, I'll just choose, you know, so that I can have 10 books a month so that I can reach my goal of 125 books this year, next year, whatever the heck. Okay, if you guys can think of any other TBR jar prompts, let me know because I can still add a few more or mess around. If I like any of yours more than mine, then I'll choose them instead. And let me know any of your reading goals for next year, whether that be a number of books that you want to read or just literally anything. Remember, reading is a hobby. Reading is for fun. Don't stress yourself out over reading. I'm sorry this was kind of a short video, but this is all I got right now. This is all that I got. I'm running around like a chicken with its head cut off. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I hope you have an amazing day, night, week, month, and a year. I love ya. Goodbye, beautiful humans.